Me now with reaction to her words to the president's speech and to his father's performance in last night's presidential debate. Kentucky Senator Rand Paul is back. By the way, let me get this out of the way now. Were there any words exchanged between your dad and Governor Perry as the internet is abuzz?
Well, you know what's funny about it is that you see those pictures and they look so animated that were on Drudge Report earlier today. And I didn't talk to my dad directly, but I heard through the staff that they were actually having a friendly exchange, and he was coming up to greet him. And it's funny because they were at odds a little bit during the debate, but apparently the exchange was friendly and there weren't any words exchanged at all.
It's fun. Pictures speak they can put the headline in here, put the caption in, but the internet was just a buzz with your dad's supporters. All right, before we get to that debate last night, let me ask you your reaction to the president's speech tonight. I tend to think that you probably didn't hear anything that you agree with. Is there anything you found in the president's speech new or enticing to you in any way that you could support?
Well, I guess the way I look at it is, the narrative that is built is that we need to accept what he's proposed because he's already proposing some great compromise that we love. But I guess the way I understand the process is he has a proposal now. I would think now we would have our jobs proposal and that we would see where we agree. Instead, it's just you take it or leave it. This is the compromise. And I'm not sure that's going to get us very far. The other thing that I'm worried about is how's he going to pay for it? I think there's a little bit of smoke and mirrors in this thing in the sense that we're going to immediately spend $300 billion, but then we're going to pay for it through cuts in proposed increases over 10 years. Yeah. So you and I have talked about this before. They're not really talking about cutting spending. They're talking about cutting proposed increases in spending.
No, besides being old and stale and underwhelming and all of the things that we talked about, frankly, it took an act of will for me to watch the entire thing. But it's also $500 billion in new spending. He's already accumulated $4 trillion in debt, the very number that he accused George Bush of being unpatriotic about when George Bush accumulated that number in 8 years, not 2.5 years. So now he's going to add another, and he doesn't really he says he has a way to pay for it, but he's going to dump it on this, special committee that we don't know if they can cut anything.
Well, this president is on course to accumulate more debt in his term than all 43 previous presidents combined. So when he says it's paid for, I want to see the details. I want to see the legislative writing. And when they say they're going to pay for it over 10 years, but they're going to spend it now, he has no control over future Congresses. I'm a little concerned whether it happens or whether it really will be paid for.
All right, let's go to last night. I want to show a clip here. This was Newt Gingrich. And I thought it was pretty profound what he had to say, because I felt that this debate was trying to get your dad fighting with Rick Perry fighting with Mitt Romney. And I thought Newt Gingrich kind of nailed the media on this and NBC, because I don't think they were interested in hearing ideas or going after the president's record. They certainly didn't scrutinize Barack Obama this way in 2008. But I want you to watch this piece by Newt Gingrich and get your reaction.
Since I still have a little time left, let me just say, I, for one, and I hope all of my friends up here, are going to repudiate every effort of the news media to get Republicans to fight each other to protect Barack Obama, who deserves to be defeated, and all of us are committed as a team. Whoever the nominee is, we are all for defeating Barack Obama.
That was a great moment. I'm not concerned about your efforts, to get Republicans fighting with each other. And I thought about this, and especially in light of the press that was out there today that your dad was fighting with Governor Perry. What's your reaction to that?
Well, Newt's hit it on the head twice, both in this debate and in Iowa, where he went after the media, and he got some of the loudest applause in Iowa when he went after the media for asking silly questions. The other thing he's hit the nail on the head is that any Republican, Mr. Generic Republican, any of the Republicans on the stage are now beating President Obama in a 1-to-1 poll. So I think it really shows that the president is very, very weak. We're living in a failed presidency, a failed economy. And the question is whether there really was anything of substance tonight that'll be new or different.
What I got out of the debate is every one of them on that stage is infinitely better than what we've got now. Infinite. They all want to cut taxes, repeal Obamacare. They all want to, except maybe for your dad, a stronger national defense and more involvement. But you know,
now, Sean, he is for a stronger national defense. It's how you define national defense. It isn't always that more military dollars mean a stronger defense. He does want to defend this country.
Listen, your dad and I on economic issues are pretty much 100% in sync. But we got to run. All right, Rand Paul, good to see you. Let not your heart be troubled. Our great American panel is next.